So I was busy planning the Scotland trip. I was looking at other sacred sites because we had such an amazing experience in Ireland. And in Ireland, I kept asking Spirit that Scotland should be similar to that. We really need the same kind of vibe and experience and group and tour guide. And so it was no wonder that I was just 2 days at home when the other the company cancelled with me. They said they couldn't do the tour anymore. And I wasn't even upset because I was like, oh, okay, I guess I asked for that. So I'm planning a new trip also with Luke and that company. So Luke will also be the tour guide there. And so while I was busy looking at the sacred stones and holy places of Scotland, that's not on the beaten track, the angels popped up with a bit of information. Ashtar, there's somebody else also popping up now. Ariel. He's come through quite a bit in the groups, I think, as well. Okay, so the two A's, Ashtar and Ariel. And yeah, so where to start? In the beginning, I don't really believe that we just randomly decided to evolve. But anyway, I truly believe in old civilizations and societies that were much more developed than us and where we are right now. Okay, and however that changed or how we came to be where we are, very different opinions, and I've got my own opinions about that, but that's not what this is about. The early civilizations, let's call it that, were very much more in tune with nature because, I mean, that was all there was. They had to survive from nature, they had to live with nature, and they had to trust and believe in being supplied with the things that they needed. And of course, they saw the stars and they saw the sun and they noticed the patterns. And from this, it seems that they chose to find a way to connect deeper to different dimensions and to the creative spirit energy. And so that is where stone circles and stuff came from. I just want to read what they actually gave me this afternoon. So they say early man used stones, trees, and water as part of the holy structure. So with trees, like a circle of trees, you can feel that energy and the trees holding the energy, and with stones as well. And we see in all these different old circles, doesn't matter in which country it is, it's always quartz stone that is used. Stones that amplify sound, amplifies energy, and when used in the right way can also create an altered state of consciousness and holds the energy of healing and the intentions that are set within that parameter of where the stones are placed. So I'm going deeply into the different kind of stone, like the stone circles and the wedge tombs and things like that, to really get the information from spirit and ancient man as to what actually happened there and what it was used for. So the information is coming through, but especially like the stone circles, they show me were used to connect to the stars, connect to the sun, connect to other dimensions where there's more than what was available on Earth at that stage. And so they created these stone circles and the wedge tombs and things like that in order to channel that energy in a certain way, to channel the sun, the fire energy with the earth energy and the water energy, the air energy. And what Archangel Ashtar said to me, holy wells were that symbol of the feminine, of giving birth. It's where they felt that they could go and really connect to Mother Earth. And that is also why ancient women went to the holy wells in order to pray for a safe pregnancy and birth, or become pregnant, and people would go there to surrender the illness and to trust that it can be healed. It was very intimate. A place became an intimate space, connect to that energy or talking to something that was greater than what they were. And yeah, so many of the trees, I'm also still going into a study of the early trees, especially in Ireland and Scotland, like the yew trees that the people connected with, and why especially with those trees. But, and the Archangel Ariel is actually saying, but we also need to remember that those people knew how to talk and listen to the land. So they actually experienced trees as tree spirits, the water as water spirits, the stone as earth spirits. And so there was a connection and a communication, she says, between the people and the way things grew and the way things showed up. So if things grew or showed up in a very special, abnormal kind of way, they would also be directed to utilize that energy for whatever it symbolized to them. Okay, so regarding the solstice, which is tonight in the southern hemisphere here in South Africa, I think it's 10:40 tonight, the actual solstice. So what Archangel Ashtar said to me is a lot of these tombs and stone circles is also to honor the seasons and to track the season. And you can see that very easily with the way these stones align with the winter solstice sun or the setting sun or the moon's movement. It's just all about honoring where they were being present, honoring the seasons in a way that they prepared for winter. They prepared themselves to go into a different state of mind, be within winter time, be in that survival, but also resting time. And then on the solstice, when it would change it again, the preparation to prepare for summer and to honor the coming of summer. And so these things were very special to them because the sun and the moon and the water, those were their gods, those were their interpretations of what guided their lives. And in a way, they still represent to us everything that makes us human. Because people are really discovering to go and live on Mars, you won't necessarily be human anymore, because gravity makes us human. The movement of the sun and the moon in relation to the earth, all of these things affect the way we are, the way we live, the way we create, and the way we perceive ourselves. And so while ancient man knew how to create these spaces also for ceremony and a sense of community, it was really about creating an energy where you can go and sense that presence and feel connected and feel the healing energy. So that started a space, to have a space where you could really have that intention of going to connect. And a lot of the ancients also used stuff like ayahuasca or sacred plants and mushrooms allow themselves to go into a space, hollowed out stones and portals that were built in order to experience the other side. And often they close themselves in for 3 days and then were woken again on the 3rd day and came back with having had an experience of spirit, of death, of the other dimensions, and thus also being reborn. So this is things that primitive man already did. And then with the coming of Christianity and religion, people started becoming further away, I think, from the God energy, from creative energy, because it separated them from nature. It separated them from that awareness that spirit is close. And it became something that's very far away, something that you had to be a good person to know. But the churches that were built had the same effect on people, on the human race, because a place where everybody prays with the same intention, a place where people sang and praised, that is the beauty of what was contained within the churches. So although the churches were something that were sort of condensed to hold something in, the stones that the churches were built with, and any walls will do that. It holds that energy. And of course, a lot of the first churches were built on the ancient sacred sites anyway, as well. So they already had that energy and sort of just added to it in a different way. So why do we need temples and holy places at this stage? And I think in South Africa, we don't really know that essence because none of our churches are that old. And hearing on a Park now, where some of the churches, the one church was replaced by a spur. And so I think lots of the energy are lost, and there's not enough years of condensed and pure, powerful energy necessarily in the churches that we know in South Africa. But the ancient churches holds very special energy. And of course, there were negative things as well, but that way people come together with the same intention, the same pure intention, that will always hold strongest. So let me just see if I missed anything here. They also said, you know, with holy wells and trees, yes, something where people went to ask for healing, to surrender an issue, and to trust. Something I think we are still struggling with. Okay. So now, moving beyond churches. Okay, this stage still, the angels say we need to visit holy places because it still fills us up. And remember, we are living in a time where we are becoming sensitive, more and more sensitive. We are purifying, even if we are not consciously doing it. The world is forcing us to purify. At this stage, you will see with all the chaos happening, everything is giving you an opportunity to shift the way you are into something more wholesome, more whole, in new ways, to be in new ways, and to be conscious of your presence in how you show up in the world. And so we do still need to visit these ancient places because they also show us what we have done, how we have connected, all the lives where we did connect to spirit in that way, which we knew in that life. and all with good intentions, always about knowing that there's something that cares for us and something that we can connect to that we can't necessarily comprehend. And as our bodies are purifying and as we visit these places and our energies are shifted into a higher frequency, we are being called to just cleanse more and more and to purify more and more. And as we do that, we actually become our own temple. And this is where we are at right now, is how will you create your temple? How can our body supply to us what sacred stones and hundreds and thousands of years of positive energy that we experience when we enter those spaces? How can we hold this within a physical body? And this is something I realized because after in Ireland, remember, I think I told this group as well, I didn't really know that we were going to connect to trees like that. And obviously, they had a plan for us, and that's why I love to not really plan because they always take it in their own direction anyway. And what I realized after Ireland with the communion we had with the trees was that I finally understood why I had to go to America. It was like I was prepared to go. It was almost like the redwoods were more important than my Ireland journey. And the more those trees wrote their language into me, their sacred language. I think I expressed it in one of my posts on Facebook, is that every little thing that another tree attached, it almost became like chainmail in my chest around my heart center, and almost like a protection or a proof that I have their approval. And what I realized was if it almost felt heavy, it almost felt too much, too overwhelming for this body to handle. And I realized that more is going to come. So my body will be prepared because wherever I go, as trees and as nature recognizes these symbols that was written into me by other trees and other ecosystems, they will add to it. And my body, my energy needs to hold. And this is what Ashtar explained to me the other day, is that there's no way back from this. We are all busy with this in some way or other. We are just so unconscious about it. And we do not consciously perceive that interaction with nature. Although Ariel says that she thinks that Sunnet is really connecting with her new plants. You're planting vegetables and stuff, hey, Sunnet? Are you going to talk?
Yes, yes, sorry, Belinda. Yes, I'm planting vegetables and I'm having so much fun.
They look beautiful and healthy.
Thank you. I bought some potato bags which arrived this afternoon. It's a most fantastic concept. It's like a black, almost like building plastic, but a bit stronger, I think. And then you can plant your potatoes in there, and you can actually zip it open to see how your potatoes are growing, and then harvest when you can, when necessary. So yeah, I'm very excited.
That's wonderful. And there, while you were talking, Ariel was also reminding me that between the churches and bodies, there's another sacred place, and that's your home and your plants and everything you bring into your home. And this is what we've been busy with for the last couple of years, she says, is to stabilize the energies in our homes, to be aware of what you bring into your house, how you behave in your house, what gifts you offer your house in terms of good energy, like plants and flowers and candles and things like that. So that's also very special. And I think for a long time still, our homes will be that for us. And it's more integrated because it's also where we live. So whereas in the beginning, people built something because they also traveled and moved around, but they built sacred spaces on sacred ley lines where they could actually track the sun's movement and at the necessary times. So it's actually beautiful how we are now able to live in places that can also hold very special energy. And how special is it to leave a house behind that holds all of the energy that you've built there and that's ready to give it to another family or other people that come after you? That's part of your legacy. And so, but as we move from this, and there Ariel says, because as our vibration changes, she says synthetic rock, so I think she means bricks, won't be able to, she says, fill us spiritually anymore with the right feelings because we are moving beyond that dimension. So I think the ancient stones and trees might still do it because we are moving back to nature in such a way that we are reacting more to her. And like we've said before, you will see it in your food and the way you interact with your food, the cleaner you eat and how the food connects with you. So I'm actually excited about this. I think we are living in a space right now where we are really uncertain as to where we are going. And we are not supposed to know because it's about the unfolding and the beauty in it. But it makes me excited about the beautiful changes. If you look beyond the earth and the country and the state of things, and you look at what people are able to do within their consciousness. And what is really beautiful for me, I must say, I was quite anxious. Sorry, my hot chocolate, my vegan hot chocolate, getting cold. What is actually beautiful to me, I was anxious about all the new people that contacted me after the television program, because not everybody is where you guys are now, open to hearing all these weird things and understanding it or being willing to shift and expand. So I was really worried about the people that were going to contact me. And I mean, I'm still busy exploring that. But today I really had two beautiful ladies and that were all open and understanding of this and so in need to connect like-minded people sitting in their small little towns where they believe nobody else functions in the same way. So, I think there's so many people on the brink of being ready for this. And the more we move around with this energy within us and touch those people, that they might have a little experience like visiting a holy space just by walking past you in a mall. Imagine that. Won't that be beautiful? And you won't even know it. But there's just no other way. That is the facts of life and the laws of nature is that we affect everything around us. We are affected by everything around us. Anybody have any questions? Oh, you guys. Okay, so and it's solstice tonight, and I think the moon looks really full, but I think the actual full moon is only on Sunday. So, but they are close enough together to have a very powerful effect on us. And I don't know if you guys have felt quite anxious this week. I felt quite anxious, and since yesterday, I just wanted to cry, and this morning I just wailed. So I think it's so good for us to allow our emotions to flow, and just to allow the solstice to still have purpose in our lives. And yeah, how do you guys feel? What does solstice actually mean? You know, and how do you experience it? What does it mean to you? Ons by die ry afgaan. Goodness, I said, will we go down the road to just ask everybody?
You might need to, Belinda, otherwise you'll be very lonely speaking to yourself.
I see that. You know, when my daughter was young, you know, they grew up without telephones where you have to answer the phone, somebody's calling. Like a house telephone. So they grew up really not wanting to talk to anybody on the phone. The phones were just for SMS, WhatsApps, and things like that. They don't answer phone calls and they don't do phone calls. So, and she was always like, no, I'm socially awkward and I'm not going to talk to a person in a shop. And she'll rather find an app to order anything rather than to find a place to order. Anyway, and now she teaches at university in front of whole class. And it's actually so amazing. And she said to me that no, when her students are taking long to answer, she just tells them she's got more endurance than they to not say anything. She can wait. So yeah, Candice, how do you experience this all?
This is probably the first year that I've been intentional in trying to tap into the energy, and it being the winter solstice, like really connecting with the rest, the cave, the need to go inwards. It definitely feels like it's a cocooning energy. I definitely feel the anxiety, a weird anxiety. I've experienced it as well, like just totally weird. I'm not sure what that is about. Heightened emotion as well. Maybe it's also the full moon. Yeah, a friend asked me today, like, is there anything she should do? Almost like, is there a ritual? I know that this particular full moon and solstice is supposed to be very significant because of the close proximity. I am curious about what it means and if there is anything specific that is happening energetically at the moment. And also from a ritual point of view, having been to Ireland, having experienced the Druidry, I'm like quite curious about if we wanted to celebrate in a very traditional way, like what would that look like?
Okay. I think we can ask the angels to answer that, but Jürgen looked like he's on the edge of his seat to say something. Not.
Not really. It just feels, this solstice just feels to me as if I'm in a total pause in my life. It's as if everything stops for me, as if everything goes in slow motion so that I can maybe realize what's going on in slow motion. Maybe then I understand it better. I don't know.
What I've seen in my life and what I've seen with my clients is that it's almost a critical time to make decisions as to how you perceive your life and your world. Not to define it, but just to be open to create it in a new way. And in my life, a lot of things, yeah, for hit the fan in a lot of ways. So lots of things are creating anxiety, but it's as if I am more present and more aware than ever before in my life. Whereas, yeah, these things, can shake me, but I've just got the sense that it's sorted and we just need to allow ourselves to go down this rapid almost. It's like a rapid in a river that we are riding right now. But like you say, Jürgen, it's almost of being very aware at the same time. So, but what the angels keep saying is, what needs to unfold will unfold by itself. And they keep reminding me it's a year of change and miracles, like they said in January. And the more you believe in the miracles, the better the change. So my husband's actually been retrenched again. His contract hasn't been renewed, so he's receiving his last salary at the end of this month. My son has said he wants to stop with his studies. He doesn't want to continue with his studies. Then there's still this thing with the neighbors. There's a thing with my pain in my body. I'm like, that really, I thought if you have this amount of pain, you can really just not have to go through the other shit, don't you think? And well, apparently it doesn't work that way. So, but in all of this, it feels like something bigger is happening and is coming than what we can control. And I think that's why we need to just trust this flow. But anybody else before we ask, because Ashtar is ready to tell us about solstice and things like that. Marissa, do you want to say anything? Okay. So let's see. Give me a moment. There are so many things that you as humans do not understand yet. The solstice, summer and winter, has so much more to do with the sun and the planets and Earth's interaction with the planets around it. Ancient man could feel the changes in the Earth, could feel as the Earth shifted. They knew that something greater was in control. And that is why they gave names to the different galaxies, the different star systems. It helped them to connect, to understand. Even today, as you connect to a flower, you can know its essence, but you do not know how to do that anymore. And so, as you seek for understanding, know that the solstice brings change. It is always a shift into a new frequency. It is always a shift towards something that is in flux, changing, But people have become out of sync with Earth. And so when winter arrives, it's like they've forgotten what winter feels like. It's like it surprises them. Whereas ancient man knew and knew what to expect and knew how to honor, how to understand, how to align with it. And so solstice, especially winter solstice, asks you, how aligned are you with your eternal self that revolves around the system, this galaxy? How aligned are you with that deepest essence in you that is hibernating in a deep sleep so that you can have this earthly life? How open are you to let everything be behind you, to allow everything that you thought you knew to be gone, to really open your mind to new possibilities, to new understanding? And as winter is a time for introspection, the solstice is the awakening, the aha moment, where you should be ready to receive the information, the wisdom as to who you are now and how you want to prepare for summer. As the winter in your being allows you to slow down, it prepares you for what to plan, what you can get excited about when the frequency shifts into doing. And this is how the earth guides you, day by day, year by year, to be as the flow, to be in harmony with the shifts, with the changes, back and forth, up and down, and still you fight for things to just go one way. But by now you should have an understanding that there is a time for something and there's a time not to do something. This full moon backs up this solstice energy, where you enter into a heightened state of awareness between the solstice and the full moon, will be the ultimate space to connect to your highest intentions, to become aware of your soul on such a level that it will change your mind about everything you know. And it will assist you in allowing new things on such a level as that you could not have thought of before. And within this space, imagine yourself like an astronaut in space, just hanging there, suspended, not needing to do anything except being open, available, and to allow And then to step out on the other side, being willing to allow these things to not only flow towards you, but to become you. The solstices have been harmonizing your soul for so many hundreds of years. And in every world that you incarnate, on every plane that you go to, there are the shifts. Every shift furthers your lifetime, scratches off another year that you have completed. But it also pushes you forward to be the complete you in all ways, on all levels. As everybody disappeared. It's often when I channel something like that, I have to get my mind out of the way, and I'm trying to understand why what he's saying while he's saying it. But actually, I need to push my mind out of it, because if I bring my confusion into it, it won't work. And then afterwards, I'm like, what did he just say? But I hope that it made sense to you. Any comments there?
Luckily, you can listen to the recording.
Yes. Yes. I think, I understand it when I hear it, but it's often like a dream, where you dream stuff that doesn't always make sense when you wake up. Okay. So that's interesting. So there's nothing about the how to, like, rituals and stuff. I think that's a very personal thing. And I think a ritual can be anything that you feel that you need to do. It doesn't have to be a specific ritual on a specific day. And the Ariel also say, ritual is actually just an intention. So I think people can do anything that helps them to set an intention that they want to set at a certain stage. And there Ariel also says we actually get lost in what do we have to do? There's no rules, because if there's rules as to what rituals to do and which occasions, again, it becomes almost like a religion. So it's open to explore. Tonight, I think, but it's maybe because it's winter, I feel like it has to be like some sort of fire ritual. Just burning. So yeah, I think it would be so beautiful to have some kind of fire ritual in those places. What was that hill where we were? That hill of Unach, where we had the druid guy. What was the druid guy's name? Sean.
Our
Sean
favorite.
the Happy Druid. Was it Sean, Candice?
I don't remember, but that sounds, it may have
Yes,
been.
it was.
Yes, Sean. Okay.
It was our
Sean
favorite.
the overexcited druid. Okay, but can you imagine on that hilltop in the winter, to have a fire ceremony? Yeah, it would be awesome. But that would attract all kind of weird people, eh?
But I think you did answer my question. So sorry, Belinda. I wanted to say that Like what you did mention in the channeling is it sounds like we're entering a portal between solstice and the full moon specifically. And the analogy of being like the astronaut suspended and open.
Yeah, that's actually so beautiful, eh?
Beautiful. Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, and I think that's actually what life is teaching us. And I see with the people, I think this is a very new concept with a lot of people that are contacting me now, and they want all these future predictions. And I'm just like, no, I don't do stuff like that. And they're like, what do you do then? And I actually had a lady asking me if because she's got a friend that thinks her husband's cheating on her. And I said to her, I don't do those kind of messages. I can explain to her what she needs to learn from it and how to deal with it. But I can't tell her whether he's actually having a extramarital affair. And later on, she sends me a message. Do I know any other good psychics in Johannesburg? Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, people are interesting, but this is so amazing actually to me that the ones that actually do book for the sessions, they are fine with that. They are ready to hear that there's a different way. And it's like I have to explain to everybody this is the way it works and this, but they are actually open to it's like they're ready for it to make sense. And that is very nice to see that there is movement, although with all the judgment that I receive. I know. I don't know if any of you read some of those judgments that people wrote on the CakeNet Facebook page. Yikes. It was like, I'm from the pit of the hell. That was one that people used a lot. And because I say animals have souls, can you believe that? Anyway, so, I saw all that negativity and I thought, oh my God, I'm living in this world where I didn't think people like that actually existed anymore. And it kind of makes you negative, but then you see the people that are reaching out and you imagine, okay, so there are not a lot, but each of them will influence at least 10 other people or something like that. And let's just spread this a little bit. And to me, that is amazing. And if you take this information about the temples, and I mean, in Christianity, I don't know about the other religions, we also sort of believe that the body is a temple, but we never really knew what that means. So I think this is something beautiful that we can create on earth, to be these living temples. Okay, my rekenaar se battery is amper pap 10 ek. Kom ons doen ons meditasie. Are we going to do our meditation? Okay, all right. Anne-Marie, kan jy my hoor?
Hi Belinda, ja, jy is so sag. Ek sit met die foon
Ja.
styf teen my oor en ek probeer hoor. So ek hoor nie heeltemal die hele tyd nie, maar ek hoor baie van dit. Dankie.
Ek hoor hy laat iets op. Anyway, ek's bietjie stout vanaand. So Anne-Marie, ek sê maar net, toet jou oortjies hoor.
Sê gou weer. Wat het nou gebeur? Ek het iets gemis. Wat baie snaaks
Ek
was.
sê jy moet maar jou oortjies laat toets hoor.
O, ek moet my ore laat toets. Ander Zooms klikkie so op my foon hier. So dalk vir die universe net ek moet baie mooi konsentreer vanaand op jou.
Okay, maar ek gaan nou styf sit. Sien jou naby is ek.
Dankie.
Okay, so julle kan maar net lekker gemaklik raak. Okay, let's start. Just allow yourself to be present. Allow yourself to be aware. Allow all sensation to just flow through you into the floor, into Mother Earth. Become aware of yourself as a human being in a body in this room. But what a special being you are. You have come so far. You have traveled so long and so many lifetimes. Just allow yourself to be present within this space, this holy ground that you live in, where you prepare your food, where you sleep and have your sacred dream, where you interact with your plants and your animals, where you interact with your heart and with your mind. Let's bless this special place. Imagine your house, your space, surrounded with beautiful beings of light. Imagine the sacred space like an old church. You've brought those feelings from past lives. You anchor it in your home. A beautiful cathedral. Stained glass windows with the sun shining through. Beautiful music playing. You can feel your heart center opening and expanding. And now imagine your sacred space. The beautiful stone circle surrounded by trees. Essence of nature. The expression of nature. Constructed into a shape, a symbol that harmonizes with your being. Imagine bringing that energy and anchoring it into your living space. And as you dwell in that space every day, you anchor it deeper and deeper into your physical body, into your being. And every sacred experience becomes another story written inside of you. And on this solstice, where you are ready to change, to allow a new year to begin, to leave your hibernation, your winter behind, to slowly start waking up to who you are, how you will be stepping into the world at this stage, illuminated by the powerful full moon. highlighting the change that is written within you, all the wisdom that you are gaining, the insight into yourself, into who you are, what you are capable of, what you are capable of creating and being an example of in this world. And so the moon shines its light on the purity within you, the serenity, and you allow that to radiate into the world without permission or excuse, just to be present, to be more than what the eye can see or perceive, to be more than what reality wants you to be. Imagine holding yourself in this space with the solstice on the one side, the full moon on the other side, and the powerful energy interchanging, meeting inside of you, the sun energy and the moon energy, the creator and the creation, the perfect harmony between being and not being. You are a state of consciousness. You are a state of being. And within this space, imagine floating, allowing the shifts and changes to happen not only in your cells, but in your DNA, and so in your world. And you can hold yourself in this space as long as you need to. If you need understanding, if you need questions answered, you can ask us and stay in this space of hibernation a little while longer to come to complete and full understanding. Just breathe that in. You can stay in this space as long as you need to. You know that you can return to the world at any time. So hold yourself there with the angels. Allow the new you to slowly be born. Take as long as you need to. And when you are ready, you can return to this space.